All right, I'm going to show you how I do writing assignments in music class for my elementary students in Google Classroom. So right now I have on this screen a picture of what the student sees. I added myself as a student in a classroom so that I could do practice the assessments, make sure the students were able to figure out how to do it. So this is what a student sees for a rote copy song. So the idea of this is that the students will see a pattern or see a song and copy the notation over. Like teaching kindergarten through fourth grade, this is the level we're at, but it's something that could be carried on later on in older grades. So what they see over here is I made a video of how to do the assignment, which is just good practice anyways, because instead of just teaching them how to do one skill, we're expecting them to learn two, how to manipulate the computer and also how to do the musical skill we're trying to teach. So I asked the students to watch this to learn how to do it, and then to go over to the slide that was created and open it. In the slideshow, what they're expected to do, and I already started this, so I'm going to move these out of the way so it looks like it's easier for the students. My computer's just catching up. So the idea is that the students will be able to see this notation on the left to copy it over to the lyrics on the right. So it's a simple, familiar song for elementary school teachers. I have lost my closet key in my lady's garden. It's that song. So the idea is the students will see this, copy it over, and I put in the bottom here to drag the notes from here to put it over here. So I dragged 2 eighth notes. The first measure is 2 sets of paired eighth notes, and then a set of paired eighth note and a quarter going up. You see how quickly this goes. There's very few misclicks because the only thing that's able to be moved in this are the quarter notes and eighth notes. So boom, I did the first part. That was really quick. It's literally drag and drop. And if I were to try and move the background, it's not going to go because of the way I set it up. So here is how that, and once the student's done, they just close it and hit turn in, and then they're done. It's all done. And then you get to grade it. Hooray. So the way I made this, and I've started going through a bunch of these, and this is the Google Classroom I was just in. So to do that, you go to create, assignment, wrote copy samples, what I'm going to call this one, and then you do create a slide. And then it takes a minute to do it because it's thinking about how to do everything. It opens it up right away. I'm going to do one change over here before I do. Right here it says students can view file. Make sure it says instead that each student will get their own. So make a copy for each student there. That way they're working off their own, and when they assign, you can see just the work that they did, and it's not students adapting over each other. So it created the presentation here. I'm going to just create a new blank slide so I don't have to worry about these text boxes. So there, we have an empty one. So what I want to do is I'm going to change the background size of the slide to be the size of a piece of paper turned sideways. So I go down to page setup. The way to find that was file, and I might have to scroll down, so I couldn't find it for a second. Page setup, and I'm choosing a custom setup, which I'm going to do 11 high by 17. So it's 11 by 17 paper turned on its side. Oops, sorry, I did that backwards. I want to do 17 by 11 so that it's on its side. 17 by 11. And then I'm going to hit the background button right here, and I'm going to set it as an image. And on my computer, I have a folder where I'm putting all my teach from home activities just to make it simple for myself. Unfortunately, my desktop is a mess from all of the things I'm creating and before I'm sorting them. And I created this rote copy assignment. This is going to be the, if you do Conversational Solfege, the Unit 1 patterns for 1A. So boom, I've put it on there. I can see that I can't move it now because it says the background image, but I've got nothing for the students to move. So to do that, I've also made some, in that file, in that folder from before, I made some images of quarter notes with stems down, quarter notes stem up, eighth notes stem up, and eighth notes stem down. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to insert those into the slide by doing insert image, upload from computer, and just doing those four. I'm selecting multiple by hitting, since I'm on a Mac, Command and then clicking. I can select multiple images. Hit open. It puts them in, but they are completely the wrong size, so I'm going to shrink them all down while they're all highlighted. And if you hold Shift, it constrains it to the shape that it came originally. It doesn't make it all wonky. So I'm just going to sort these out so they are one of a kind, all spaced out. So the students can drag and drop this with stems down matching there and stems down matching there, but I've only got 4 images total. So what I need to do is go through and count all of each type of image, each type of note. So how many stems down eighth notes pairs do I have? How many stems down quarter notes do I have? And make that many copies. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So boom, I highlight that one, Command C or Control C. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did that by hitting Command V or Control V to paste if you're on a Windows computer. So now that does not look nice. So to clean it up, I highlighted all of them just by dragging a box over top of those notes I copied. And if you go to the Arrange button, Align, Center, well, that's a stack. It looks like a stack. And then I'm going to Align again, Middle. And that makes it look like they are all in, it makes it look like there's only one there. And I can do the same thing with this, and the same thing with this, and the same thing with this, just to make sure I have enough copies for everything. You could just do more than you need if you want the students to be, if you want it to be possible for a student to make a mistake. But I like to make it right now, so since they're learning how to use this methodology and they're using how to learn the computers to do these, to make it so if they make a mistake by copying over or by dragging the wrong one over, they go later on, they go, oh, that doesn't look right. I don't have enough notes. So I like to make it so that they cannot actually mess up. What I like about this is that later on in the school year, next school year, when we return, I can use this activity when I have my kids take out their writing books. This same activity is now digital for the students who may be unable to have the motor processing to actually do the writing. I've now made a version that is accessible to all students. And what works for a student with special needs or a disability works for all students. So I'm not necessarily grading, can they draw an upside down paired eighth note? I'm saying, can they see this and copy it over? And later on, can they hear this and notate it? Doesn't mean that they need to be able to write it perfectly. If they can show me using notation what I mean, then they're fine. So when I'm done with that, all I have to do is I name it. Let's see, wrote copy sample. I just close it. It says all saves changed, so it's fine. Close it, and then I can assign it to the students there. I also like to add a YouTube video of how to do the assignment so the students can see how to do it. I literally just record a screen share like I'm doing right now. You can either add it as a Google Drive link or upload it to YouTube. Uploading it to YouTube makes it a little bit easier for other people to see and share outside of your class. So it's really, the permissions are up to you based on how you want to do that. And then I can assign it due dates over here, topics right there. But yeah, as long as it says make copy for each student, it makes it nice and easy. A video will help. I'll put a link underneath this video of the video that I send to the students to do as well. So I hope this is helpful.